In this ukulele video, we're gonna go over two things. One, slack key ukulele. Don't worry, I'll talk to you about what that is. And the Hawaiian strum. But this is variation 2. This is not the island strum. This is Hawaiian strum. And I did a number 1 video that you can check out. But this is variation number 2. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and turn on that bell notification. That way, you stay up to date with all the lessons, tutorials, reviews we do right here on ukulele, guitarlele, and baritone. So today's lesson, I decided to use the Koloha long neck concert. This one is actually all solid wood made in Hawaii, koa wood, but the model is KCM02. And this is a concert long neck. They also make these in the Opio line, so the all solid acacia. By the way, I have both of them in my store. That's store.ukelikethepros.com. I'll put a link of that below. But I think you don't know about these instruments. That's why I wanted to jump in on this one. This is a concert body. So nice. It's nice and small. It's easy to hold. But with the tenor length neck. So you have a tenor neck put on this. So what I like about them is they're easy to hold, but they still give you plenty of room for your fingers, especially my fingers, with that tenor neck. So anyway, these are the concert long necks. And like I said, I just don't think enough people know about them. They're actually very, very cool instruments. All right, let me play what we're about to learn, and then we'll dive into it. And by the way, we have killer backing tracks. We're gonna do both a slow and a fast backing track. But let's dive into what this slack key is. We'll just spend a minute here on this one. And by the way, like I said, there is a video 1, variation 1 as well. And I'll put a link of that so you can check out that video as well. But we're in slack key. And what that means is alternate tuning. So in this case, we're in C tuning. And what that means is that we've altered the strings, we've detuned them or retuned them. So when you strum no chord, you're getting just a straight C major chord. Because normally in standard ukulele tuning, which is G, C, E, and A, that's the C6 chord, which is a cool sounding chord, but we want this one just to be that C major. Okay, let me show you how I do it. So our standard ukulele tuning is G, and by the way, this is a low G, C, E, and A. So when you do that, if you just hit it open, that's your C6 on it. It actually sounds very Hawaiian that way. But we want to slack it to have a C major chord, okay? And the C major chord is only going to have C, E, and G notes. That's it, okay? So if we go back here, we got G, so that one's fine. C, that one's fine. E, and that's fine. But this first string is A. And remember, we need to have either C, E, or G. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop it down to G. Now, I'll show you how to do it in a tuner in a second, but the easiest way is just hit this 4th string open and then just match pitches. Okay, and then they're matched, and then when you just hit the open string, so it's no hand, you have a C major chord. Okay, so that's one way. Another way you can do it is if you just go to the 2nd string, 3rd fret, hit that note, that's the G note, and then match the 1st string there. Or if you want, let's do it with the tuner. So now with the tuner, you notice I took the string back to A, and all you have to do is lower it. You're gonna see it, all right, not G sharp though. You wanna get to regular G, keep going lower until you get to G. All right, so there's your slack key, okay? That's what that means, just alternate tuning. And there's a bunch of different slack key tunings. This one is just happens to be in the key of C. All right, let me play you because you'll notice now the chords change slightly. All right, so now our regular C chord, which is how we're starting, is just hitting the open 4 strings. Okay, and we're gonna start with 2 downstrokes. So 1, 2, those are quarter notes. Then we're gonna go to a G7 chord. Let me show you that chord first, and then I'll show you the rhythm of it. Okay, so now G7, all you have to do is like your normal G7, except just take off your 3rd finger. And that way you're playing that open 1st string, and that's your G7 chord. All right, so the rhythm though for the G7 is this. All right, now that doesn't really do you much good without any context, okay? So if I play that, the whole measure with the C chord, it's gonna go. Okay, again, 2 downstrokes on the C, 2, and then on beat 3, you're actually gonna see a tie, and that's a curved line you'll see in the music. So we're not gonna do anything on beat 3, but on the E, so right after it, remember if we subdivide by 16th notes, it's 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and so on the E, so 3 E, we're gonna do an upstroke, nothing on the and of 3, and then on the 3 E and we're gonna do another upstroke. So 2 upstrokes to start off the G7, followed by a quick down, down. Okay, so just on that G7 chord is 3 E and 4 E and beat 4 is just 2 half notes. Okay, so let's put it all together from the C chord. Ready, and it's 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E. All right, so that's the rhythm. Now you want to do it real slow, and you want to subdivide like that, like 1 E, even if you got to go and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E, and like if you got to go that slow, and then bring up the tempo. I also suggest you doing it with a metronome as well. All right. We're going to do it with a slow backing track. We're going to do this 8 times. This is actually only one measure, the C to the G7 chord. But halfway through, I'm going to use a different fingering for the C chord. Check it out, and then I'll show you what I'm doing right at the end. 1, 2, 3, and... Check this out. Now notice, did you see that chord that I threw in? Anyway, it's kind of slow, but it actually is great practice, right? So get it at the slower backing track because we're going to do a faster one in a second. But that second C chord, instead of just playing the open strings, I'm just going to take my 3rd finger and it's going to be on the 1st string 5th fret and then open strings for the rest of them. And that's it. And if you notice, I was sliding into it. Kind of just makes it sound kind of cool. By the way, how are the backing tracks? Killer, right? So if you haven't done so already, also leave a comment below. We love to build the ukelikethepros community here, so leave a comment. Let me know what you're thinking about the instrument, the slack key, the strum pattern. And by the way, you can take the strum pattern and apply it to any of your favorite songs as well. And then also answer questions too. If you notice people are asking questions, feel free to go and answer them as well. All right, we got a great community here. All right, let's do it again. We're gonna do it 8 times again, but this time with the fast backing track, half the time with the open C chord, so 4 times, and then the last 4 times with this C chord here. 1, 2, 3, and... All right, that's it. That's the real deal Hawaiian. By the way, I didn't mention this earlier, but that was taught to me by my buddy Jonah Davis over in Oahu. He also works at Koloha. He showed me this. It's very cool. He's a professional Hawaiian musician. That's the real deal. This is the real deal. So anyway, get the slack key down. It's just kind of a cool thing to know. Again, there's a bunch of different slack key tunings you can use. This one is just a pretty simple one because we only had to change 1 string. Also, this strum pattern, take it from here and then apply it to some of your favorite songs. Get that really traditional Hawaiian sound. Thanks for being here. Thanks for leaving a comment. Thanks for subscribing. And we'll see you next time.